Barcelona's summer has looked quiet from the outside, but beneath that calm there's been a careful, almost surgical efficiency at work, a trimming of excess rather than a dramatic reshaping. Imagine an orchestra that decided not to sell its lead violinist, but quietly let a handful of less used instruments go. The music keeps playing loud and clear, but the balance shifts in favour of stability. That, in short, is what the club pulled off, a window where the headline might read a quiet, but the boardroom ledger whispers effective. The most striking figure to come out of these manoeuvres is almost Euros 30 million, a tidy sum rescued from wage bills and contract tangles that has left the board visibly pleased and the financial picture a touch easier to breathe in. For weeks earlier in the summer, the narrative could have gone another way. Barcelona faced intense pressure from pundits, from analysts, from nervous accountants to sanction the exits of genuine stars in order to restore a sense of financial health. Names like Ronald Araujo and Dani Olmo were bandied about as potential sacrifices on the altar of compliance, and many expected one or two major exits to make the numbers add up. But the club resisted that forced drama. They managed to protect their big names, steering well clear of the panic selling that so often follows a fueled fiscal storm. The result, Barcelona retained its core while still clearing out several fringe players, striking a balance between competitiveness on the pitch and solvency off it. Diario has been among those tracking the details, reporting that the combined effect of those departures comes close to Euros 30 million in savings. The largest single move helping that total is the departure of Inigo Martinez, who is set to join Al-Nassr in Saudi Arabia. The twist here matters. Martinez will leave on a free transfer after waiving both his remaining contract and any severance pay. In practical terms, he chose to walk away, and Barcelona will not have to keep paying him. Under La Liga's fair play calculations, that gesture frees up approximately Euros 8. 4 million in salary space. Picture a locked chest that suddenly clicks open. That Euros 8.4 million is the key that unclutters the club's cap, giving the sporting directors room to breathe. But Martinez was not the only player to convert exit papers into immediate fiscal relief. Bay Victor's move to Braga brought in roughly Euros 3 million, a neat sum that helps replace future uncertainty with present certainty. Pablo Torres' transfer to Mallorca freed up about Euros 3.5 million, another chunk of the same puzzle slotting into place. Ansu Fati's switch to Monaco accounted for approximately Euros 8 million. A number that always makes headlines because of the player's profile, but here it functions as a pragmatic balance sheet item. Claimant Linglet's departure to Atletico Madrid cleared away what remained of his wages, and a handful of smaller exits across the squad contributed the remaining pieces. Taken together, these moves add up. Each exit is a small exhale that, when combined, creates a more measured chest expansion for the club's finances. From the sporting director's perspective, the experiment looks to have worked. Their message is blunt and pragmatic. The squad remains competitive while the payroll has been lightened enough to create breathing space under the salary cap. There is a quiet confidence in that stance, not the brash certainty of someone who thinks the job is done, but the steady assurance of a team that has navigated a tightrope and landed on solid ground. You can almost hear the soft shuffle of papers in the office, the careful nods around a table as figures are crossed off and highlighted. The balance of maintaining competitive depth while creating fiscal flexibility is delicate, and yet, for now, the directors seem content that they have kept one hand on performance and the other on prudence. That said, the final chapter of this summer's work still hinges on a couple of technical yet crucial approvals. Registering the new signings depends on auditors signing off on a projected Euros 100 million in VIP seat revenue, an amount that would materially change the math if fully validated. It's the sort of bureaucratic box ticking that can make or break a transfer window in the modern game. Numbers on a paper, yes, but numbers that unlock eligibility to use the very players the club has worked hard to assemble. Alongside that, Barcelona has added a recent commercial boost, a sponsorship agreement with the Democratic Republic of Congo worth Euros 10 million each year for 4 years. Think of it as a steady drip of revenue that helps to underwrite the summer's plan. The story isn't over. It's paused at a cliff edge where financial paperwork and commercial deals stand between the club and the final registration of its deals. And the question remains, will the auditors and the sponsorship cash flow write the last lines of this chapter, or will another twist reframe what looked like a successful summer?